Are you looking for a very affordable city to raise and start a family in? Well, in this video, we're gonna go over 5 reasons why you need to move to Edmonton, Alberta. Welcome back to another video, guys. It's Alex Zinowich here with eXp Realty, and today we're going to go over reasons why you should move to Edmonton, Alberta. In another video, we're going to cover why you shouldn't, but today we're going to focus on the positives. Now, Edmonton is a very small city compared to Toronto or Vancouver, where you're literally getting priced out unless you come from money and have, $100,000 plus for a down payment readily available. Now, that is going to just deter a lot of millennials and young families from even being able to afford those cities. So luckily, I have the solution for you guys, which is Edmonton, Alberta. We only have like about 1.5 million people, give or take a couple 100,000. So we are very small. And we also don't build upwards. So if you're expecting a very highly dense populated downtown, that's not Edmonton. So if you're looking for a giant downtown city, don't come to Edmonton. So we build outwards, so there's a lot of places where you can live quietly. Now, before we get into the video, guys, just follow me on social media at Dream Homes with Alex. Give this video a couple thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you're notified whenever I upload a video. But without further ado, everybody, let's get into today's video. So number 5 is for all you nature lovers out there. So Edmonton is very fortunate to be situated on the North Saskatchewan River, which is basically spans around like 88 kilometers or so it's very long. And we have a North Saskatchewan River Valley Park system, which was started in 1907 by some bro named Frederick Todd, who's like, yo guys, let's build some parks and trails and stuff. And that's how the project got started. So basically, with that project, we get 150 kilometers plus of walking trails and paths and stuff. You can go take the kids for a nice long walk. You can take the dog, you can go hiking, you can take some really beautiful photos with the just huge biodiversity that is associated with the park system. Now, we have over 30 municipal and provincial parks attached to that system. So if you need to take the kids to a park for a day or just get out and enjoy some fresh air and just spend time with friends and family, well, you have options there. It is a very beautiful part of the city. And if we didn't have that, Edmonton wouldn't really be that attractive to anybody. Number 4 is the nightlife. Now, people that live here will probably say, Alex, what nightlife? We don't have any nightlife. Now, I will agree there, but here's my perspective. You don't need an abundance of options to go to, right? You can only go to so many bars until you've seen them all. The whole point of nightlife is to just have a great night out with your friends, make some memories, meet some new people, and that can get overwhelming if, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bars to go to. Now, Edmonton, while we don't have, just the variety and just abundance of nightlife destinations, we have a great selection with what we have. So for example, we have White Ave, which is a strip of land that has, bars, restaurants, clubs, and just a bunch of shops to support local businesses. There's some really great options on White Ave alone just to go out and have a good time, right? We have Spotlight Cabaret, which you can go see some cabaret shows. You can go on the rooftop patio, have some drinks with some friends, and make a great afternoon or even an evening out of it. We have Jasper Ave, which has a couple things, but downtown is a different story, which we'll touch on in a future video. We have the Ice District, which is just insanely young still, right? It's not fully developed. That whole development process is going to take years until we actually see, exciting things. Like right now it's just the new hockey arena and maybe a couple restaurants and a casino. So there's really not many options there for the Ice District yet. And we also have great restaurants, outwards. So if you go to like South Side, like in Windermere, there's some great restaurants there. St. Albert has some restaurants, there's restaurants everywhere. So our nightlife, yes, it's not the same as Toronto or Vancouver, but you can't compare those two cities to us because we're not a highly dense downtown city. So all in all, there's good options for you to have fun with your friends and families. There's restaurants you can take your kids to. So there's options, okay? If you love going to shows, we have the Starlight Room, we have Union Hall, we have some other places. So if you are into music and you love supporting local acts or just talent, you can get your fix of, concerts. Number 3 is going to be the seasonal festival. So Edmonton, annually, we have 50 different festivals going on year round. Now, of course, due to the pandemic, that number will have dropped dramatically, but once things resume to normal in a couple years, there's going to be more and more festivals going on. Now, there's lots of things you can do. So for example, if you're a craft beer lover, we have the Craft Beer Festival. So if your personality is literally just craft beer and that's it, that festival should be a hoot for you. If you love the arts and theater, well, we have the Fringe Fest where you can go support, local acts, you can go see street performers. So there's a lot of things for the artsy kind of people. We have the Heritage Days for the foodies and Taste of Edmonton for the foodies. We have the Edmonton International Film Festival for people who love, again, the theater and film. So there's a lot of things to do, and that's just a couple of the festivals that Edmonton has to offer. There's a lot more which should be fun for everybody. Number 2 is going to be highly controversial, which is going to be the Edmonton Oilers. So if you're a fan of hockey or even sports in general, like we have a couple sports teams. We have the Edmonton FC for MLS, not really MLS because they don't really count. We have Edmonton Elks, which was the Eskimos but got rebranded because public outrage. We have options, but more importantly, the Edmonton Oilers with 2 of the best hockey players in the league. We are finally good. Maybe after 15 years plus of just losing and losing and losing, never going anywhere, it's going to be insanely awesome, and the game's going to be very, very entertaining. So if you're a hockey fan, you'd be stupid not to experience Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in the flesh at Rogers Arena, or Rogers Place, whatever they called it. And number 1, the most important part of this video, you guys, is the low cost of living. Edmonton is very, 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 very affordable compared to other cities in the country. Now, basically, Toronto and Vancouver, you literally will never be able to afford to live there unless you come from wealth, which a lot of people don't. So for example, a family of 4, your monthly costs will be around $4,700. A single person, $2,200 a month on average. An average single family home costs about $470,000. Your duplexes and row houses will cost about $330,000 or so, and your apartment condos will be $220,000 around there on average. So again, very, very affordable compared to the $1 million plus or even $800,000 plus in Vancouver and Toronto. Ugh, I don't even want to imagine how people can afford to live there unless you're like some super wealthy doctor or business person or something. But yeah, eventually I'm going to own property there, but not anytime soon. So your utilities on average is going to be around $150 to $250 a month. The average rent is around $900 to $1,500. Now, rent will be higher if you're renting an actual townhouse, duplex, or house, but for the average like 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, you're looking at $900 to $1,800 on the high end, and in some places you're gonna pay $2,000 plus for a little shoebox, but I don't see the point in that. Your groceries are gonna be around $200 to $400 a week, or if you're on some weird keto diet, you'll probably be paying a lot less just to eat, a grain of bread every so often. The average household income after taxes is around $77,000. So again, we're not a poor city. We just have no demand here because, let's face it, you can go to Toronto or Vancouver or Calgary and it's just much more interesting. But again, the cost of living there is going to be so high, so it's not really that worth it. So we're lucky, you guys. And the unemployment rate actually is around 8 to 9%. And you can get a really good job here in tech or, public health or even education. So there's a lot of options for you. And if you're moving to Edmonton, you should not have an issue finding a job, because guess what? In the era of COVID, it kind of just exposed working on site. So now you can work from home, which means you can get a job in Toronto or Vancouver, work from home, and make a lot more money at the end of the day, because guess what? You don't have to pay the cost of living in Toronto or Vancouver because you get to work in Edmonton. So it's very, very good for you guys. Now, in this video, we just covered the positives, but in the next, we're going to cover the negatives, because it wouldn't really do you any justice, and it would be very unfair if I just pumped the tires of the city and said, yeah, we're the best friggin' city in the world, nothing's wrong here. That would be an outright lie. Okay, hopefully you've learned something in this video, and hopefully Edmonton is actually a destination you're considering moving to. So if you are considering moving to Edmonton, you guys, my contact info will be in the description below. So shoot me an email, give me a call, give me a text, shoot me a message, and we'll help you find your dream home here. I'm Alex Zinwich with eXp Realty. I'll see you in the next video.